Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Volume 2, Episode 3 of Rwby. Last we saw, we got something to do with Beacon. And the second episode of Volume 1 had something to do with Beacon. I believe Season 1, Volume 1 was The Shining Beacon, or was that the one we just watched? Either way, they both had something to do with Beacon, which is Beacon Academy. I forgot to mention in the exit of the last video, we have a lot of things to talk about, and I try to get it all in 3 or 4 minutes real quick at the end, but we never talked about Ozpin. Ozpin sat down with Blake and was like, I am kind of cool with all types, basically saying, I know you're a faunus. He actually flat out said it. He said humans, sipped his tea. I thought he was sipping the tea as if to be like, I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I'm saying here, right? And then he sips the tea and he's like, faunus. And she took the hint and was like, I get it. Thank you for everything, Judy Newbar. But is it Judy Newbar? Either way, we see Ozpin's a good guy. I've said this many times. Ozpin seems like a swell gentleman, and it would break my heart if at some point he ends up being some devious guy behind the scenes. But there's no reason, I feel like, for them to do that, because he's been by himself and we've seen him concerned, and you know, I don't think that's the case. I'm just saying, like, you never know. They could always make your favorite person into a bad guy or something at the end, depending on how long this goes, and I know this goes a very long time. Besides all that, we ended on Emerald and Mercury joining the school with Cinder, Falls, and that's how it ended. They were walking towards the screen. We ended it. We saw everybody in their normal clothes. We were playing Magic the Gathering. Blake addressed the fact that we need to move a little quicker here, and everybody kind of got on the same page, communicated, and I guess we'll jump in and see where we go from here. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full, probably at least a volume ahead at this point if you're seeing this on YouTube. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Legend of Korra, Avatar, Toriko, My Hero Academia. There's so many shows, hundreds of movies. Check it out in the description. Is the link for Patreon. Full unedited episodes of everything. If not, Volume 2, Episode 3, Rwby. How dare it glitch? I knew it would, because I honestly let it sit for like 20 minutes. Whenever I do that, it glitches for 5 seconds.
There's a point where it breaks, there's a point where it bends, and a point we just can't take. There's a line that will cross.
I would watch it just for the music. This is where we're going to start it from now on. It's going to go right there. Nothing against the theme. I love the song and everything. But for reaction's sake, we don't need to dance and sing to the song every time, do we?
So, Weiss, you know, I was thinking after this, maybe we could go grab a bite to eat?
Oh, look at him putting the moves on Weiss.
You know, well, I've got 2 tickets to that new Spruce Willis movie if you want to make the trip to Vale.
Spruce
I hear
Willis?
it's awesome.
Did he say Spruce Willis?
And then maybe after that we could study together? I mean, you're smart and I'm you know.
And then
Time's over.
Timed that one wrong, I guess. Well, the stunning conclusion to the story will have to wait.
I finally
until
see
next time.
Deathstalker Nevermore. It's so
Did you
much
hear me?
clearer now that I know.
No, yes.
She answered all his questions in order. Hey. Sorry, Jean.
I thought that class would never end.
All right, guys, today's the day. The
Look at her
investigation
bed. Look at her
begins.
bed. Oh
I'm
my
glad to see
god,
we're
it's tied
taking
to the
this
ceiling.
so seriously.
Hey, we've got a plan. That's
Have I not
moderately
noticed that
serious.
before? Her
Right.
bed?
Everyone remember their roles? You and I will head to the CCT to check the Schnee records for any other dust robberies or inconsistencies. Seeing as I'm in the family, it shouldn't be a problem.
The White Fang has regular faction meetings to hand out orders and recruit new members. If I can get in, I can hopefully find out what they're planning.
I have an old friend on the shady side of town that typically knows everything going on in Vale. Getting information out of him shouldn't be too hard.
Great,
All right.
we'll meet up tonight near Yang to go over what we found. Let's do this!
Yeah.
Son,
Monkey
how did you
King.
get up there?
It's easy. I do it all the time.
You know
Whenever
what?
she says
I
son,
heard trees all the time.
because it's his name,
So, are we
I
finally
think
getting
they're
back
like
at that torture
son,
guy?
like they're
We are
using
going to
slang,
investigate
and
the
I'm like so
situation
thrown off. As weird as that might sound.
Sorry, son. We don't want to get friends involved if we don't have to.
That's dumb. You should always get friends involved. That's why I brought Neptune.
Sup?
How did you even get up here?
I have my ways. Seriously though, can I come in? We're like really high up right now.
I was gonna say,
All
he
right,
looks too
I'll go with
comfortable,
Weiss.
but he
Son,
is
you
a
can
little
go with
nervous,
Blake.
so that's
And
better.
Neptune, you can go with Yang since she doesn't have a partner.
Winks at Weiss.
Everyone good?
Actually, Ruby,
He winks
why
a
don't
lot.
you go with Yang?
Every time I've seen him, he's winked.
After all, she is your sister.
But Weiss, who would go with you then?
Well, I guess Neptune could come with me.
Oh,
Nah.
But...
Wow!
all right.
I forget how big the transmit tower looks up close.
You should see the one in Atlas.
That was the first one, right?
Correct. Atlas developed the
I
cross-continental
love the
transmit
world.
system
It reminds
to allow
me
the
of
four kingdoms
Lunar,
to communicate
Eternal
with one
Blue.
another. It was
One
their
of my
gift to the
favorite
world
role-playing
after the
games of
Great
all time.
War.
Sega
Ooh,
CD.
look at me. My name is Weiss. I know
Let me know
facts.
if I could still
I'm
get
rich.
that somewhere in some form, because it
Don't
is
be a pest.
magnificent.
Besides, the only reason we're here is because you like the tower so much. We could have just as easily made a call from the library.
I know, but it's so cool. Oh, I'm gonna take a picture. Ah,
You just broke
Oh.
your phone, or at least cracked it. You had to have cracked it.
You
Penny,
dropped this.
it's Penny.
Penny? Where have you been? We haven't seen you since the night of the docks.
Does she not?
Sorry, I think you're confused.
She's not remembering, or it's another.
I've got to go,
What was that about?
Either she's faking it, or she
don't
doesn't
know.
remember, or it's a
but I'm going
different.
to find out. You
bot.
go make your call. I'll meet up with you later. Wait!
The way she like ran away, though, I think she's just pretending. Is she not allowed
Penny,
to remember us?
Where have you been? It's been weeks. There seems to be a misunderstanding. What? Penny,
I think they
is everything
reprogrammed
okay?
her.
Penny, please stop. Look, I don't know what's wrong, but you have to listen to me.
She looks like she's sad,
Those
so I
guys
think
we
she's
fought at the
just
docks,
faking.
we think they're up to something big, something bad. I need you to tell me what happened to you that night. Please, as a friend.
Here it comes.
It isn't safe to talk here.
How does she just keep getting out and walking around? Considering she seems pretty high tech, and they don't really want her doing things, how does she keep getting out? Is it like she sneaks out, or are they just that... Just, like... I don't know. I need to know more about this Penny situation. Who is her keeper?
Hello, welcome to the CCT. How may I help you?
I'd like to go to the communications room, please.
Absolutely. Could you please place your scroll on the terminal to verify your identity?
Place your scroll.
Perfect. Thank you, Mishni.
It sounded like they said Mishni. Thank you, Mishni. There's all the different sigils of the four kingdoms. We got virtual receptionists.
Beacon Cross Continental Transmit Center. How may I help you?
I need to make a call to Schnee Company World Headquarters in Atlas.
Absolutely. If you could head over to Terminal 3, I'll patch you through.
Thank you.
Very cool. We make virtual calls with a virtual assistant. It looks like there are real people walking around, but who knows? Maybe they're holograms. Oh, was that Cinder Falls?
Thank you for calling the Atlas. Oh, Miss Snee. Good afternoon. Would you like me to patch you through to your father? I think your sister Winter might be here as well.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Yes, I
I was
want to meet
actually
him.
wondering if you could find some files for me. I've compiled a short list.
Is it a short list?
I see. If you don't mind, what may I ask is this for?
School project.
There are some sensitive documents on this list, ma'am.
Well then, I'll be sure to treat them with care.
Right. Very well.
I always feel
Be
bad for
transferred to
these
your school
people.
now.
Wonderful. That will be all then.
Transferred to
Are
her
you sure you
school.
wouldn't like me to patch you through to your father before you go?
Yes, I'm sure.
Well then, have a nice day.
I don't like that she's like, we patched him through. I think that was Cinder Falls sitting over there, which would mean that she could probably get the sensitive information. Something's gonna happen with the sensitive
I
information. They
wish
wouldn't
I
have
could
said it
help
was
you,
sensitive.
Ruby,
if it
but I
wasn't.
don't know anything about those men. Well, what happened to you that night? We were all together and then you just disappeared. Were you kidnapped? Oh, no, nothing like that. Well, then where did you go? I've never been to another kingdom before. My father asked me not to venture out too far, but
What
you
kingdom
have to
are you
understand, my father loves me very much. He just worries a lot.
Believe me, I know the feeling.
But why not let us know you were okay? I was asked not to talk to you. Or Weiss, or Blake, or Yang. Anybody, really.
Was your dad that upset?
No, it wasn't my father.
The AK-130 has been the standard security model of Rwby for several years. And they have done a fine job, wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree?
The RoboCop's over here.
The
Straight
Kingdom
up
of Atlas is a
RoboCop.
kingdom of innovation. And fine? Well, that's just not good enough, is it? Presenting?
This reminded me of, like, Iron Man.
200.
It's so much like
Smarter.
other things too.
Sleeker.
RoboCop,
And
Iron Man,
admittedly,
anything with
a little
robots.
less
Man.
scary. These models will become active later this year, but they won't be alone. Now, the Atlesian military has always supported the idea of removing men from the dangers of the battlefield. However, there are still many situations that undoubtedly require a human touch.
Rwby.
So, our kingdom's greatest minds, in cooperation with the Schnee Dust Company, are proud to introduce the Atlesian Paladin.
What the frick is that? It's like
We
Ed.
couldn't have them here for you today.
What is it, Ed
But these
209?
mechanized battleships will be seen defending the borders
This
of
is
our kingdom
RoboCop
within
shit
the
right
year.
here.
Rwby, maybe we should go somewhere else.
Where is one? I want to see it. Uh-oh.
Penny?
Uh-oh. Were they pointing at
Where
her?
are you going?
Oh, they were. Yeah, they're looking for her. I don't know if you're going to keep up with Penny. As badass as Rwby is, Penny is another breed, literally. Who's in that car? Was that somebody trying to help us, or was that a coincidence? Running on the walls.
This way!
Right, so Rwby can go really fast. Oh my god, would she like blow herself out? Penny's gonna stop it. Dusk till dawn. The old man broke the old man's truck.
Are you okay?
The old man crapped his drawers. I can't believe his truck is in one piece. She dug through the ground. Definitely knows she's some kind of android now. She's more advanced than those other things. That's her dad. The guy with the band-aid on his head, I bet you that's her dad. The captain? What was they calling him last time? The captain?
Penny! Please! What is going on? Why are you running? How did you do that? I can't. Everything's fine.
I like how she's like,
don't
how
want to
did you
talk
do
about
that?
it.
I've seen them do some
If you can just tell me
crazy
what's
shit.
wrong, I can help you. No, you wouldn't understand. Let me try. You can trust me. You're my friend, right? You promise you're my friend? I promise.
Whatever you need to hear.
Rwby,
But yes.
I'm not a real girl.
All right, everybody, that is it for episode 3 of volume 2. So we do see Penny again quite quickly. I would put my money on her dad being, I believe they called him the captain. I could be wrong, but he was in the last episode or in the beginning of this episode. And the only reason I'm like confusing him is because I did a bunch in a row today. I just changed shirts and like took breaks in between. So now I can't remember. But either way, had the band-aid on his head, was talking to our good man Ozpin about, like, you know, how to handle situations. I think that might be his daughter, so to speak, meaning Penny, because he was making bots, RoboCop type things, bigger, badder versions than the next, and saying he wanted to infuse them with dust and give them some sort of human quality, so to speak. But that leads me to believe that's why we have Penny. I think they're like foreshadowing what is to come and us finding out that that is her dad. We did hear his voice in the finale of season 1, volume 1. So I'd have to go back and hear the two side by side, but I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that's the guy. Besides that, Penny comes clean to Rwby. Rwby is like, oh crap. I was saying I just started watching Once Upon a Time recently, and I'm up to the part where I think, I'm not confirming yet, but I think I'm on to a part dealing with Pinocchio, wanting to be a real boy and not being, and being made of wood and stuff, and that's what it was reminding me of, because I'm dealing with that right now in live action. But Penny's a great character. I love Penny. Penny's also like a tremendously crazy badass when needed, which is quite useful. We should befriend her, but I'm sure he doesn't want people to know that this exists, because look what just happened. She stops a car and grinds into the asphalt, and everyone witnessed, and they're like, what the hell just happened? How did that girl do that? Now, it's funny to me that Ruby's like, holy crap, what just happened? How do you explain this when we've seen them do some ridiculous things? Like, picture the incident on the bridge with the Grims, where we literally had Rwby run up a mountain with her scythe, dragging a Nevermore. Nevermore. Did I say that first? Dragging a Nevermore all the way up the mountain, running at a 90-degree angle, vertical, and she gets to the top, decapitates it, and then like leaped down from the heavens and like did like a superhero landing. They do a lot of crazy stuff that's very unexplainable. So I understand that's on another level, maybe stopping a truck that is going like 40 miles an hour and also ripping up the asphalt behind you. But it's not like out of the realm of possibilities in this world, in my opinion. I mean, maybe it's because Penny's a regular girl and looks just like, you know, here I am, I'm Penny. We did see more of Neptune. Neptune obviously has a thing for Weiss, and Weiss looks like she's reciprocating those events. She also went and made a call to mom, said, yo, I need, or not mom, to home, and asked the receptionist there, who seemed like she didn't want to quite give away all that information without the consent of the father, but didn't want to get in trouble either. I don't like when people are put in those positions in real life, but in this it's okay. But in real life, it's like, you know that you're putting their job on the line, and they can't do things like rich people could do. They can't risk losing their job, and now you're putting them on the spot and kind of making them liable for your insanity, whatever you're doing. But in this case, I understand why she's doing it, because it is for the greater good. But I feel like Cinderfalls was in that room and intercepted the communication and is also getting the sensitive files. We're gonna find out. I'm jumping into the next one. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full, probably already on to volume 3, maybe beyond. Full unedited of that, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Toriko, My Hero Academia, Chucky Season 3. We're going to be finishing Stranger Things and Cobra Kai as soon as the final seasons drop, and hundreds of other movies and shows. In the description is a link for Patreon, full unedited versions of everything. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.